she saw Rondu return, Derica was so happy that she shed tears. "Why did you go missing for more than 3 days? Why didn't you listen to me? Making enemies with the hyenas will only bring trouble for you." Kus told me everything. Derica's voice was full of worry and anger, but in her eyes there was clear joy that could not be hidden. Rondu replied, his voice soft and apologetic. "I'm sorry, Mom. I promise I won't cause any more trouble." Rondu told his mother everything about his journey and the encounters he had experienced. Derica quietly shed tears as she listened, her mother's heart sobbing with every word her child said. She could hardly believe the dangers Rondu had faced and the miraculous survival he had achieved. A mother's concern. The next morning, Rondu decided to go to Tammy as scheduled. Derica saw her son preparing to go somewhere and immediately asked, "Where are you going? You just got home and are going again?" Rondu looked at his mother and smiled. "I'm going to see Tammy, my master. I have an appointment with him." Derica thought about the chaotic world they lived in, where the weak were always at the mercy of the strong. "You should come home and visit me and your siblings more often," she said, her voice filled with a mixture of concern and hope. Rondu said yes and started on his way. Derica watched her son disappear into the fragile mist and said to herself, "You will be the greatest warrior. Never give up. You are no different from your father. But don't go astray like him." The ascent to Mount Evi. Standing at the foot of Mount Evi, Rondu looked up. The towering mountain, about 4,000 meters high, stood tall like an eternal giant against the deep blue sky. The mountain slopes wound upward, peeking out from behind the thin mist, creating soft and majestic lines. The forest at the base was covered like a blue blanket. Ancient trees with large trunks and luxuriant branches and leaves stretched out as if wanting to touch the sky. The green foliage trembled in the sunlight, creating streaks of light on the ground, covered with silky green moss. The scent of earth, plants, and wildflowers blended together, bringing a feeling of freshness and purity. The chirping of birds echoed everywhere, creating a symphony of nature. Small streams gurgled through the rocks, creating clear water streams that reflected the sparkling sunlight. Occasionally, Rondu saw deer walking gently, their eyes curiously looking at the surrounding scenery. As he climbed higher, the wind blew strongly, bringing with it the cold air of the altitude. From the top, Rondu looked far away, seeing a sea of white clouds floating below like a vast and endless ocean. The morning sunlight shone, creating a brilliant natural picture, where the majestic beauty of the mountain and the peace of the forest blended into one. The training with Tammy. It took Rondu more than an hour to arrive at Tammy's training grounds. From afar, he clearly heard the sound of metal clashing and human exertion. As he approached, Rondu witnessed Tommy swinging a right kick at a Zeep steel statue, then throwing a powerful fist from his left arm towards the statue. Rondu was horrified by Tammy's power. Rondu approached Tammy and said, "Hello, Master. I'm here as promised." Tommy laughed and said, "I told you not to call me Master." Rondu laughed and said nothing. Tammy looked at Rondu's appearance, sensing that something significant had happened. "What happened to you?" Tommy asked. Rondu did not hide anything and recounted everything that had occurred. After hearing the story, Tommy was surprised. "Surviving after eating a blood snake is extremely lucky. I am a martial arts master and also a physician. It is rumored that the most poisonous thing in this world is the venom of the blood snake. There is no cure because the venom spreads very quickly. In just a few minutes, the person who is bitten will die with his whole body turning red. Come here so I can check your pulse." Rondu extended his hand towards Tammy. After a moment of contemplation, Tammy said, "It's impossible. I can't understand. Your pulse is very strange. It beats 10 times faster than a normal person's. Normally, a pulse that beats twice as fast requires hospitalization. Do you have any symptoms?" "No, I feel better than before," Rondu replied. Tammy shook his head, unable to find the cause of Rondu's condition. In his life as a physician, he had never encountered such a phenomenon. Tommy continued, "Now try giving me a fist." Rondu hesitated. "But you," Tommy insisted. "It's okay, just hit me." Rondu immediately threw a fist towards Tommy. Tommy raised his hands to block. Rondu's punch made Tammy fall slightly backwards. "You didn't use all your strength. Hit me with all your strength. Only then will I know your true power," Tammy urged. Rondu used all his strength and punched Tammy hard. Tammy retreated more than 2 meters and staggered. Tammy did not expect that after just a few days, Rondu became a completely different person with incredible power. Tammy thought that if he could unlock Rondu's strength and turn it into internal power, Rondu would become a great martial artist. The awakening of Rondu's power. Tammy spoke again, his voice thoughtful as if carrying the deep understanding of a lifetime. Nature always has miracles that our knowledge cannot understand. Instead of the venom destroying cells, affecting the nervous system, causing paralysis, convulsions, and even stopping breathing, it fuses with cells to create new ones. It can be said that you are almost immune to any poison in this world. Maybe you possess a different body than normal people. Rondu stood there, his eyes bright but full of confusion, feeling Tommy's every word like sound waves reverberating in his heart. Tommy paused for a moment, looking distantly at the horizon, thinking about nature's arrangement and Rondu's fate. He was probably born a warrior and would be the greatest warrior. Tommy silently admitted that every event has a cause and effect. Fate can be viewed as a series of events determined by the laws of nature and physics. The test of endurance. After thinking, Tammy asked, "How long did it take you to go from the bottom of the mountain to the top of this mountain?" Rondu replied, "It takes about an hour." Tammy nodded and continued, "You'll go 2 rounds from here down the mountain and back." Rondu replied, surprised, "But why, master? It takes 4 hours." Tommy said firmly, "Do what I say, no more." Rondu thought to himself that perhaps his master had his own intentions. He immediately went down to the foot of the mountain. While moving, Rondu told himself he was going a bit slow, trying to speed up. He began to walk faster, feeling each wind pass by his face, each breath becoming stronger. No problem at all, Rondu thought to himself. Try running to see if there is any problem. From walking slowly to walking quickly, from walking quickly to running. Rondu felt comfortable running, his feet gliding lightly over the ground as if weightless. He thought, maybe because I was going down, everything was so easy. After reaching the foot of the mountain, Rondu did not feel tired at all. He decided to return to the top of the mountain and apply the old method. With every strong step, every drop of sweat falling to the ground, Rondu was like a tiger hunting, relentless. After about 20 minutes, Rondu was at the top of the mountain, to Tommy's surprise. Tommy asked Rondu, his eyes filled with curiosity, "Did you go a full round?" Rondu replied confidently, "Yes." Tammy looked at Rondu with surprise in his heart. "It's surprising that it only took about 40 minutes for you to walk around. Now go another round and see." Rondu nodded and started going down the mountain. This time he didn't walk anymore, but instead ran. Rondu's quick, strong steps seemed to glide across the ground. The wind blew, bringing with it the rustling of leaves, but it did not slow him down. His legs were rhythmic, his body was supple, each step full of vitality and determination. A moment later, Rondu returned to meet Tammy, breathing steadily, showing no signs of fatigue. Tammy was extremely surprised, his eyes widened in disbelief at what he saw. "Are you tired?" Rondu replied with a gentle smile, "No." Tammy continued, surprise evident in his voice. "It only took you 30 minutes to complete the round. The next round is faster than the previous round." How is that possible? The discovery of new strength. The revelation of Rondu's newfound abilities left Tommy deep in thought. He had seen many extraordinary feats in his lifetime, but Rondu's transformation was something entirely different. The venom that should have killed him had instead unlocked a latent potential within him, granting him speed, endurance, and perhaps even more abilities that were yet to be discovered. Theories and hypotheses. Tammy pondered the implications of Rondu's condition. The venom had somehow altered his physiology, enhancing his physical capabilities beyond the normal human limits. It was as if his cells had been reprogrammed to operate at a higher efficiency. This could explain his immunity to poison and his incredible stamina. "Rondu, your body has undergone a profound change," Tommy said, breaking the silence. "We must understand the full extent of your abilities and learn how to control them." Rondu nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. The thought of possessing such power was both exhilarating and daunting. He trusted Tammy to guide him through this journey of self-discovery. Training the enhanced warrior. Over the next few weeks, Tammy and Rondu worked tirelessly to explore and harness Rondu's new abilities. They designed rigorous training regimens to push Rondu's limits and unlock the full potential of his enhanced physiology, speed and agility. To harness his newfound speed, Tommy had Rondu practice sprinting, agility drills, and reflex training. Rondu's movements became quicker and more precise, his reaction time shortening with each session. He could navigate obstacles effortlessly, his body responding instinctively to every command. Mental discipline. Understanding the importance of mental fortitude, Tommy also emphasized meditation and mindfulness practices. Rondu learned to control his emotions, sharpen his focus, and enhance his awareness. This mental discipline was crucial for maintaining balance and making strategic decisions in the heat of battle. Uncovering hidden powers. As Rondu's training progressed, he began to exhibit abilities that went beyond mere physical enhancements. These new powers hinted at the deeper, more mysterious changes that the venom had wrought within him. Enhanced senses. Rondu's senses became extraordinarily sharp. He could see further and more clearly than before, even in low-light conditions. His hearing improved, allowing him to detect the faintest of sounds. His sense of smell became more acute, enabling him to track scents with precision. Accelerated healing. Rondu discovered that his body healed much faster than normal. Cuts and bruises that would take days to mend healed within hours. This rapid recovery allowed him to endure the intense training sessions without suffering from prolonged injuries. The hidden strength of a hero. After many days of testing Rondu's physical strength, Tommy discovered that, behind his extraordinary strength, Rondu also possessed a tolerant and noble heart. Rondu was the image of a hero in these chaotic times. Today, Tommy decided to tell Rondu, "Rondu, from today I will accept you as a disciple." Rondu was overjoyed. He knelt down and said, "Thank you, master." Tammy nodded approvingly and continued, "I will tell you about my master." Tammy's master. The legend of Rooney Tommy began. My master is the martial arts master Rooney. He is not only a talented martial artist, but also a famous physician. He devoted his whole life to creating new medicines to treat all species, because each species has different genes. For example, this prescription is effective on wolves, but not on bears. Additionally, he dedicated his life to martial arts. I know about martial arts and medicine was all thanks to his teaching and passing it on. Tammy's eyes shone with pride as he spoke of his master. There are 4 great techniques that he taught me: Fire Dragon Fist, Ice Storm Sword, Shadow Cloud Kick, and Silver Moonlight. Fire Dragon Fist is a powerful punch like a fire dragon, which can transform to deal with high-damage weapons such as swords, knives, and machetes at close range. Ice Storm Sword is a sword path that is gentle, fast like a storm, but cold as ice. Shadow Cloud Kick is a looming kick like a cloud shadow, fragile like mist, but strong like a waterfall. Silver Moonlight is a method of using internal power to throw a sharp iron bar. The stronger the internal power, the more powerful the direction of the iron bar. Rondu's growing admiration. Rondu listened to his master's every word, his heart filled with admiration. He spoke up. "I have a question." Tammy said, "You may ask." Rondu asked, "Who is the best at martial arts in this world?" Tommy pondered for a moment and then replied, "There are many people who are considered first-class experts. The 4 heroes, for example, includes Luti, a large hyena with the snake fist martial art. He uses his armored hands to pierce his opponent's bodies at incredibly fast speeds. He belongs to the cunning hyena gang. The second person in the 4 heroes is Tiga, a tricky tiger. He uses sharp claws combined with tiger claw, allowing him to tear apart his opponents like candy. He belongs to the white tiger gang. The third person is Wilu, a wise lion. His main martial art is Thunderstorm Fist, with punches as strong and fast as thunder and storms. All it takes is one punch from him to crush his opponent's flesh and bones. He belongs to the Red Lion gang. The last one is Susi, a cold bear. He is very good at wrestling, using the strength of his hands to pin opponents and wrestle them to the ground. The opponent's bones will break, and he will suffocate within minutes with his attacks. He belongs to the Wrestling Bear gang. The formidable foes, a deeper look. Tammy continued. In addition, there is One Eye, a bloodthirsty wolf named Royce, skilled in the martial art Diamond Fish. His punch is as hard as diamond and can easily break hard rock. He belongs to the Grey Wolf gang. We must also mention dual killers, twin brothers Jura and Juri, two mighty jaguars. They have an extremely strange and effective circle formation. One defends, one attacks, moving in a circle as fast as lightning. In this world, no one has ever won against dual killers, even though they have achieved the highest level in martial arts. It is impossible not to mention the 10 Great Assassins, a group whose martial arts skills are unknown, but the most notable are Muris and Luis. Muris looks like a child but is actually 40 years old. He has a special talent for impersonating children's voices and using internal power to tighten his face, making him look like a 10-year-old child. He is best at using 2 short swords and is the most famous poet in this gang world. I absolutely love his poems. The other person is Luis. He likes to use a sword hidden in a zither to kill people. He is asexual but extremely handsome. He plays the zither very well. His sound fascinates many people. Girls see him as their idol, but he's still cold. The unseen masters, Tammy continued to speak, his voice quiet but full of weight. However, I think that the people with the most powerful martial arts in this world are Eagle and my senior brother. Eagle is not his real name, just a nickname given to him by people in the gang. Eagle is the true master of the 10 Great Assassins, the person behind all the group's activities. It is rumored that his martial arts are superior to that of Tu Hung and others I had told you about. But no one has witnessed his true martial arts with their own eyes. The 10 Great Assassins operate very discreetly and are loyal to their masters, and none of them reveal any information about him to the outside world. The enigma of Eagle Rondu's interest was piqued. Master, what makes Eagle so mysterious and feared? Tammy leaned forward, his expression serious. Eagle's mastery lies not only in his combat skills, but in his strategy and cunning. He operates from the shadows, orchestrating his assassins with precision. His reputation alone strikes fear into the hearts of many. It is said that his control over internal power and his proficiency in various martial arts styles make him nearly invincible. Those who have seen him fight never live to tell the tale. His ability to stay hidden while exerting immense influence is what makes him the most powerful figure in the world of martial arts. Sunny, the ambitious prodigy. Tammy's tone shifted as he spoke about his senior brother Suni. My senior brother Suni is a genius of martial arts. When our master taught us martial arts and medicine, Suni was indifferent to the medical profession, but had a strong passion for martial arts. He focused solely on practicing martial arts all day. However, Suni often lacks empathy and concern for other people's feelings. He uses others to achieve his personal goals without caring about the consequences for the person being used. Rondu's brow furrowed in concern. How could someone so talented stray so far? Tammy sighed deeply. Sunny has great ambition and is willing to do anything to achieve his goals, including harming others. When our master discovered Suni's true nature, he deeply regretted giving him martial arts. Additionally, Suni created the Iron Dragon Fist himself, an upgraded version of the Fire Dragon Fist. Even someone with martial arts prowess like our master hasn't been able to do it, but Suni did. The highest level of Iron Dragon Fist is Iron Skin, which makes the practitioner invulnerable to swords and knives. Our master was extremely angry and sent him away. Suni vowed to successfully master Iron Dragon Fist and find our master. His purpose remains unclear, whether it's revenge or to boast about his achievement. A complex comparison. Rondu raised his head and asked, his eyes curious. If we make a comparison between you and Tu Hung, who would be better? Tommy thought for a moment, then answered, his voice slow but firm. Each person has his or her own talent. Some people are good at close combat, some are good at range combat. If you fight hand-to-hand without a weapon, Tu Hung and I would be equal. Tommy smiled, looking at Rondu with proud eyes. You will be the best and strongest. I cannot fully explain what I mean. You have strength like a waterfall. You learn extremely fast. The important thing is that you have an endless passion for martial arts. One day you will surpass me and stand at the pinnacle of martial arts. Rondu felt his face heat up, his heart filled with a mixture of pride and embarrassment because of his master's praise for him.